Ladies, I came all the way down here from Chicago. Dear love, I was thinking about you, so I felt compelled to write you. Lately you've been straying away when all I want you to do is stay. Don't be afraid, boo, cause see, black ice ain't gonna bite you. Now I'm just trying to get to know what I don't know, and I'm trying to get you to show what it is that you don't show. Like, is there a reason why you're concealing your feelings? Was there once a love born that left your heart torn? Now you're emotionally scorned and need time for healing? But see, baby, I'm feeling you, but I wish you no hurt, harm, or danger. And I understand that it's easier to direct your anger towards some of these strangers, and that's why I offer my friendship. And if that works, then we can work on something more closer than kinship. Because see, I'm looking for a love that black ice can build a fortress around. A barricade so strong that Fort Knox. So tight that no one will ever come between. Our love is so safe that only you will have the combination to its locks. See, baby, I'm looking for a love like the Nile, flowing through your soul, enriching your smile. An isle like Atlantis, nothing in sight for paradise for miles. Wow, ladies, imagine a man who can take the holes in your heart and patch it. Now imagine a man who can take the love that you're willing to give and match it. Now imagine a man who, before you can drop one tear, will be right there to catch it. And baby, you found me, and black ice just so happened to have a vacancy, and empty space available after God, my son, the spoken word in me. And so I hope that this is not too blunt, but I'd rather be upfront. Not only that, get straight to the point and tell you exactly what I want, rather than to run script and get carried away telling you shit like, baby, for you, I will rent the moon and put the stars on layaway. Oh, baby, you so fine that even if I was blind, your beauty I'd still be able to see. Oh, see, Ma, you sitting right there with that afro, you must be from Memphis because you're the only 10 I see.
That's all right, that's all right, that's all right.
And besides you, see, you're so sweet that there's nothing from you that black ice don't want to take from, and being with you is like a dream that I never want to wake from. And if I could just make one comment about you. See, baby, the way you cook back there, I can see myself living with you. I just can't see myself living without you. So I extend my hands, and this letter was written from your biggest fan. And if you can find me somewhere in the midst of your future plans, and if what you're looking for in your life is a damn good man, then baby, here I stand. I just hope that this don't sound kind of crazy, but do you want to be my lady? Just check yes or no or maybe. Because I never met a woman like you before. Truly yours, Black Ice. That's that. Like my brother said, I have 16 spoken word albums that I've released. God has really been a blessing, and for the first time in my life, I released a live DVD that chronicles my journey in my life from actually 2010, which was my 10th year in spoken word, and this year makes my 15th year in spoken word. And before that, I was a hip-hop artist before that. And so I've come a long way in my journey. For those of you all who are out there, you've been through some things in your life, you've lost some loved ones, you've been through some tough relationships. Well, the toughest time in my life happened to me September the 3rd, 2008. September the 3rd, 2008, I lost my 15-year-old son to osteosarcoma cancer. He was diagnosed with 13. I was a single father trying to do the best that I could do to raise my child. And when you're sitting there and you're seeing your baby lying in a hospital bed and he's asking you, is everything going to be okay? And you tell him, yeah, son, everything is going to be okay, but you really don't know because it's not up to you. See, the things that I could control, he was straight. I couldn't control no disease. And so I was angry with God. We wasn't on speaking terms for a minute. My question to God was like, why couldn't you take the rapist? Why couldn't you take the murderer? Why couldn't you take those who are committing acts of war and genocide and all the while? Why do you have to take my 15-year-old son, God? You got to explain this to me. And so I wrote this piece through their frustration. And the name of this piece is called Ego. Everybody say ego.
Ego.
It's an acronym that stands for ease and God out. It's my testimony. Hey God, where you at? I've been looking for you. Seems like you've been avoiding me or something. And I've been searching for you for years with no answer, just anticipation. And I've been going through this transformation. But every time I call on you, God, it's like I get put on hold. And they say that you hear all and that you see all. But seems like you ain't never available, God, when I call. See, all I remember it was January 91. I had just left Simeon High School's Martin Luther King ceremony speaking. I wasn't feeling too well that day. Little did I know that all the while, my appendix had been leaking. And where were you, God? Just what I thought, nowhere to be found. And if it wasn't for my son's mother convincing me to go to St. Bernard's that night, Blaq Ice wouldn't be here with you in New Orleans right now. And where were you at, God, that morning when I went to work and when I got to 123rd and Kedzie, right by the cemetery, this lady ran the light. The last thing I saw, family, was headlights. A 3-car collision that damn near took my life, but where were you, God? And where were you at, God, when my mother was stricken with cervical cancer? She's been going to the Kingdom Hall serving him since before I was born, and we both called on you, and you still didn't answer. Come on, God, this is my mother. Tell me, is this how you treat all your sons and your daughters? And where were you at, God, that day my son died? I sat there at the University of Chicago and I watched him come back twice. You could have intervened, you could have saved his life, but where were you, God? And where were you at, God, when... Okay, my son, I've heard enough. Now I know that times for you have been rough, but son, where's your faith? Seems like you only seek my face when you need me, for I'm a full-time God, my son. Do you really believe in me? Well, if so, then you would know that I am the creator of the universe. All that you see from the highest heights of heaven to what you have discovered beneath the earth. See, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Come on, Ice.
I am the God of Moses, Lot, and David. I am the one who made Solomon wise. I put Noah in the ark before the waters could rise. I gave Samson the strength to destroy the Philistines with no eyes. I am that smooth stone that David slung that smote Goliath in the head. The cracks that crumbled the walls of Jericho. The same one that rose Lazarus from the dead. I am the blood of the lamb of the doorpost that kept the children of Israel safe from harm. Even the staff of Moses' right arm. And I gave it to power to split the Red Sea in half. Shall I go on? Please forgive me, Father. He said, no, son. I already have. But see, like Jonah, you've been running from your mission. I've been trying to reach you and speak to you for years, but your ego just wouldn't let you listen. When your appendix was spreading poison through your body, I was the voice that spake through your son's mother warning you. And do you remember what you promised me, my son? Yes, Lord, I do. I promised you that if you allow me to make it through, that I would turn my life over to you. But what did you do? You continue to play. So I spoke to you again in the form of a 3-car collision, but I allowed you to walk away that day. And have you ever asked yourself the question why the accident was by gravesite? I was showing you that the road that you were traveling on ended at the cemetery if you didn't change your life.
What?
But you still didn't listen. And as for your mother's cervical cancer, I am the reason why your mother's cancer is in remission. And I know your son's gone. But his body was sick, so I relieved him of his pain and I called him home. And yet and still I stayed by your side. All those moments that you felt alone, yet you still rejected my truth. If you only could have put your ego to the side and listened to all those whom I sent to you. Lord, you mean to tell me what all the while I was waiting to hear from you? You were sending me messages through all those whom I rejected? Yes, my son, this is true. And instead of focusing on the guides, submit to the truth that you find inside. For Satan is the one who subtracts and divides, but he is the one who adds and multiplies. I'm telling y'all, he opened my eyes. And so to those of you who can't accept the truth, because your ego won't allow you to accept who the truth is coming through, take this as a lesson. Because see, God just ain't using these pastors today, because asking some of these pastors questions is just like asking blind men for directions. But it's the truth that counts. And see, New Orleans, in this case, my ego just wasn't my ego, but my ego was easing God out. Thank y'all so much.
Blaq one more time.